All right, let's do it live on a Friday edition of Cleveland Browns Daily. I am merely Bo. Z will join in the second hour of the program. He is on assignment in the South. Hello, Gibbe.
Hi.
How you living?
We're here.
That's right. We are.
We just had a conversation. The boys loved it when I just brought up, hey, it'll be dark by the time this show ends in 2 weeks.
How's that possible? What do we do? How did that not get stopped? I thought Rubio had a bill, and we were getting it all greenlit.
Common sense.
I was at school drop-off this morning at 7:42, and there was plenty of light in the air.
Yeah.
I didn't need it. I'm good. That's fine. I'd prefer it now. I think we all would, right? Like, who wants it dark at 4 o'clock? I don't want it dark at 4 o'clock.
I am fine. I can navigate the darkness till 7:30 in the morning.
Easy.
Give me the light till 6:30.
I know it.
It's that simple.
I'm with you. I'm with you, buddy.
I don't understand it. I don't like it. I don't need it. Now, daylight savings coming on the bye week, giving me an extra hour at the establishments next weekend.
Oh, that was so great in college, wasn't it, when you get the hour? Buy that extra hour, and they'd ring the bell. 2 o'clock? Actually, no. 1 o'clock.
Yep.
Keep
there would
going,
be a
boys.
countdown at the one bar in Bowling Green. It was like New Year's Eve.
Of course there was.
It's like, nope, it's not.
No, it's
not. Another hour. And like the bar would offer like discounted drink, for those that could still stand at that point.
You're having the time of your life.
Let's go.
Having the time of your life. We will be headed to Foxborough to take on the New England Patriots on Sunday. The 5-2 Patriots on the other end of that matchup. That is a 1 o'clock kick, of course, over in the Massachusetts area. Practice just wrapped up. Here is some pretty big and I think very exciting news for Browns fans. Everybody is expected to play. That's right. Everybody is expected to play, including Mike Hall. So we have been curious when Mike Hall would make his debut. He's obviously a dynamic player in the middle of that defense, a defense that's one of the best in the league already, a defensive line that I think is the best in the league already, and now Mike Hall paratrooping into it. It's been maybe longer than some people thought. They did not go on IR. We're 7 games into this season, but now you will have a healthy Mike Hall who will paratroop into a defense that's already one of the best in the league. That is a massive sign, and if you are a New England offense that is pretty lights out right now with Drake May, that's one more thing on that front you got to worry about.
Absolutely. I mean, and we heard from Drake May yesterday. We heard from Josh McDaniels yesterday.
Yep.
Everyone is well aware, and I think Mike Vrabel has spent the week making sure they are well aware that this Browns football team, don't look at the record, because you better start preparing for the defense, because the defense can win the game for them on Sunday.
I really think, it's so important for us to drive the style of the fight. It's really important that early in this game we are able to attempt to get the run game going with Quinshon Judkins, play action off of it, and somehow, some way be able to make New England chase a little bit. Now, they have the ability to. They're not Miami. They can absolutely chase you down, and Drake May's a big part of that. They got down last week in Tennessee and then really had an incredible finish to that game to end up blowing out the Titans. But our defense is not Tennessee's defense. Our defense is as good as any in the league, and now you put Mike Hall in there as well with that rotation of what we've seen with Collins, obviously Mason Graham, and then everything that's happening on the edges. Everybody can play, and now you add a dynamic player in there. It's a big addition to this team and this defense getting Mike back.
Denzel Ward, I was going through some of the audio from the Podium podcast that Gabe Kallara hosts.
Who is can you tell me who a Gabe Kallara is?
Otherwise known as the G-Man.
Oh, the G-Man.
That's right. And it's
it's
part of our
podcast situations
network
in a big way.
We put all of our podcasts. I was listening to Denzel Ward, and someone said, "Are you concerned about the fact that the Patriots like to throw the football down the field? They like to go deep." And he goes, "Perfect." He goes, "That's music to my ears. The more opportunities we can get our hands on the football, let's go. Bring it on, and
absolutely.
Let's make some plays."
We just have to play. If we to win this game, and Z will have his keys a little bit later, but to win this game, you just have to play complementary football. You got to be very clean in the special teams. Let the defense do its job, and then offensively, keep doing what you're doing. We've been incredibly efficient. Dylan's been incredibly efficient, especially last week against Miami. Last week we got the run game going. Obviously it'll be tougher sledding this week with the New England defense that's very, very real. But if 2 out of the 3, that hit me when Dave Zastadil was in here a week ago Tuesday, and we were talking about risk-reward, and he mentioned if you can win 2/3 of those battles, then you got a chance. And so be clean in special teams, and then your defense is going to show out. Now, this defense has been better here than it's been on the road, well documented. But sometimes styles make the fights, and I just feel like in this one it's really important that we set the tone for how this game's going to go. Now, that's a massive challenge because Mike's Mike, and he's going to have his teams prepared, and they've got a big-time quarterback in his second year. But that to me, will be the key. This feels like we are not a team right now as constructed that can go chase teams down. So we have to make sure we get off to a good start. And if you do, you might be able to spring the upset over there.
Well, Mike has gotten us.
He has.
Opening game in 2019, OBJ. He comes rolling in with the Titans.
Gosh, that was one of the most shocking results, right?
Yeah. Didn't see that coming.
We had that offseason. We had so many penalties. I'll never forget that game. We had so many penalties in that game, and they were just on another level entirely.
But during COVID in 2020, we went to their place.
Yeah.
And we got them in a big way.
Yeah.
So I don't – everybody knows each other. I think Coach said it best. He's like, I don't think there are many coaches in the league that you don't know someone on someone's staff.
Oh, yeah.
So that doesn't play a factor into it. It comes down – he said it. The one thing that we have to do, if we play like we play at home on the road, we have a great chance to win.
Yeah.
You have to do the same things at home as you have to do on the road. You have to execute on special teams. You have to play mistake-free football. You got to be good on offense. You got to be good on defense. And I think this is a game. I know what the records are. I know what the Patriots have done, but I still think that there is a really good matchup between these two teams. And if you go in at 3-5 at the bye, knowing what's on the other end, I like it.
Let's hope.
Yeah.
3-5 gives you hope. This is a massive weekend in the AFC North, and we'll do the picks in the second hour of the program. Pay attention to the scores, but it's a massive weekend in the AFC North. Pittsburgh hosts Green Bay. They're underdogs. That's Sunday Night Football. Cincinnati hosts the Jets. They're big favorites. If they win, they get to 500, 4-4, which is why those first 2 games with Burrow were so critical. So they would get to 4-4. Obviously, we're at New England sitting at 2-5, and then Baltimore at 1-5 is hosting Chicago. So this weekend is going to go a long way in determining the choices that these teams make as we inch closer to the trade deadline. Are we in or are we out? Those type of things. And Schefter talked about this last week. He thinks this will be the most active NFL trade deadline in years, maybe ever. Very well could be. So this weekend will go a long way. If Baltimore can't beat Chicago at home and they drop to 1-6, do they change the way they're viewing this season for them? And the same, I think Cincinnati would stay in it a little longer, even at 3-5, but it would be a stupefying loss for them. Like, do they think about moving Trey Hendrickson in the next 2 weeks if they can't get this thing back to even Steven? And us too. Like, we have tradable assets. If we lose to New England, you're sitting there at 2-6. What does this look like for us at the trade deadline? So, and Pittsburgh has the chance to stay ahead. I'm sure they're still pretty salty about what happened to them last week in Cincinnati. So you got the Green Bay Packers coming in there on Sunday night. A win, and you're at 5-2. You feel good. A loss, now all of a sudden Cincinnati's a half game out.
Big picture, league, there is parity, but there's also the haves and a lot of have-nots.
Yeah, I agree.
And I think a lot of teams could be, like you said, major players in this year's trade deadline. We'll see. I mean, I think so. We've had a lot of years where it's been a lot of smoke but no fire, but I think that if you're a contender, you are looking to add pieces because you know how difficult it is going to be to get through the playoffs.
I would agree. I would agree with you on that. A couple other things questionable for us. Chief, questionable with the knee. Aiden Huntington, questionable with concussion, but I think they're all goes.
I'm not sure about Huntington.
Okay, but you think Chief?
But I think the Chief is trending in a really good direction. I mean, even what Coach said earlier today about him, like he's crushed his rehab, and you could tell he feels pretty good about him going.
On the other side of things, the Patriots, just one player on the injury report, but it's a big one. Safety Kyle Duggar is questionable with a knee. He was not at Patriots practice that was open to the media today. Bob Sochi will join us at 3:30 in about 20 minutes. We'll get a better feel on where that stands. This was a Thursday night football game last night. I believe we had it. Chargers taking care of business in a very, very big way. It was a weird game to watch because Wentz is clearly not healthy.
No.
And it got out of control really quickly. Herbert put on the Superman cape and ran for 60 yards and threw it all over the place. Beamsy, I keep track of his fantasy football team because sometimes he's not on the up and up on anything. He had a bunch of guys on bye week. So yesterday I snuck Herbert into his starting lineup. I just had a feeling this is how this one would go. And I said, this morning on the way to school, I said, how do you like that? You like what Herbert did for you? What do you do? 25 points. You're welcome. This is what old Dad does. He takes care of the things that you don't know.
Dad doesn't know anything, except he knows everything.
So he's doing, how about this?
Oh, boy.
And he's Abraham Lincoln, but he tells me this week, he's not the best at always sharing everything with me. So he's like, yeah, our project in school is we are going to do an expansion NFL team, and we have to market its viability to the teacher. So it's whoever can come up with the best NFL expansion team. I said, first of all, that sounds like the most fun ever. So I'd love to do that project.
Great job by that teacher.
Absolutely. So NBC did this 2 years ago when he had this same teacher. So he did it, and I want to say he came to me. He's like, "What do you think?" And I'm like, we were looking at markets, and I'm like, that Austin market might work. Another one in Texas, fastest growing state, lots of money. That might be a good one. So he went with that, and I can't remember what they named him or whatever, but he did it. So unbeknownst to me, Beamsy's been doing this all week. So he comes to me with the city, and him and his group ended up picking Oklahoma City, and I'm like, well, why? That's a tough sell. All due respect to Jake Trotter, there's not a ton of population there. It's a bit of a tough sell.
Correct.
And he goes, well, I didn't have a choice. This is the one we had to blah, blah, blah. So then they pick the name, and I go, well, that doesn't make any sense for Oklahoma City. Like, what are we doing? And he goes, well, it's too late. Everybody already agreed to it. I said, just as a reminder, your dad works for an NFL team and does this for a living. I am a resource that can be helpful with these matters.
You have been a consultant on a lot of marketing things for teams in general.
A great many teams.
Yeah.
College and pro.
Yeah. What are we doing?
What are we doing, Beamsy?
Oklahoma City. Come on.
Where would you put one? So my thing was Toronto because it's the biggest city in North America without one. I know Buffalo wouldn't want that. That was kind of the one that I always go to.
Yeah, but how far is it from Buffalo to Toronto? 2 hours?
I don't know. Never done that drive. I don't know if it's I don't know if it's 45 minutes or if it's 2.5 hours. I have no idea.
Hold on. All right, I'm going to find out because there's no difference between then us and Pittsburgh.
Oh, no. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I think it's probably pretty close, but I think those are two very different things. And by the way, there's a border in between.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that would be – anyway, so I thought that made me think of it because I was thinking about the expansion teams and all of those things.
Buffalo to Toronto is 2 hours and 56 minutes. It's actually
3
longer
hours.
than it is to get to Pittsburgh.
It's like us to Detroit.
Yeah.
I don't know why they haven't done Toronto or why it doesn't get any – maybe there's people in Toronto – I feel like people in Toronto would love it. Or maybe Buffalo just lobbies.
Like the CFL. Like, come on.
Yeah, I mean, feels like it'd be a win. But this was a dominant Chargers win last night, 37-10. Wentz kept playing. The McCarthy thing is weird, how long he's been out. A lot of people are whispering about this. I see nationally. There's a video last night where Justin Jefferson goes out of bounds, and he's jumping up and down. And you're going, what is going on with him there? I guess they wanted to buy another week, and that's why they kept him out one more week. But something seems a little off.
At least have him up.
Yeah, I mean, he wasn't even an option.
Wentz isn't ready.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I don't.
Strange.
This just makes me angry because we should have beat them. And if that game's here and not in London, we probably win.
It's a good point out of you. Yeah. Yeah. If the game's here, there's no question.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. That's just.
Yeah. No, I'm with you.
And at what point is Justin Jefferson asking out?
I think you got to
Especially
see
if
that kid
McCarthy's
play.
not
I
the
think
guy.
you got to see McCarthy play and just see what he's all about. But yeah, I mean, it's the Chargers got right though in a very, very big way. It was also funny. My kids were all excited, just like Dr. J was, about the Navy uniforms. And I'm like, we got fed those in the 90s forever. All we ever wanted them to wear was the powder blues. And so, like, they did look good as a one-off, like they popped. But their best uniform is the primary one that they wear,
Yeah.
as far as I'm concerned.
No. I think of that. I think of Billy Joe Tolliver and the 49ers putting up 1 billion points in a Super Bowl on them.
Stan Humphries and those guys.
Stan Humphries,
Nature
all those
means.
guys.
Yeah, there's a lot of those cats in that. I didn't get this. I didn't hear this Al Michaels bit you have here. What do we have here?
So G-Man put me onto it.
Okay.
It was on Will Reichard.
Okay.
And there's, I guess, G-Man.
What's the setup here?
Yeah.
Come on, G-Man. Saunter on in.
So you
Who do the
remember
Grizzlies play tonight?
Solon.
Still undefeated?
Yep, not an
Did you happen to notice who was there at the Hudson Wadsworth game doing some scouting?
Who?
The Highland Hornets.
Of course.
They were in the mix. I see
Scum.
you guys are staring each other down.
Scum. So Will Reichard, you remember the whole
Yeah.
debacle about how he kicked it, quote unquote, off the camera wire in the Skycam in London?
Yeah.
So Al Michaels apparently mentioned that earlier in the broadcast that he had missed one kick all year and had hit the wire on the camera, and he heard from the league mid broadcast.
Oh, really?
And he was not too thrilled about it. It sounds like. Carmen, you got it ready?
32-yard field goal attempt. The league wants to take my lunch away because I've said before that Reichert's only miss was hitting a wire in London. The league says, no, it was an optical illusion. Not what Reichert thinks. Anyway, there you have it. We cleaned it up. Always cleaning up our mess. My mess. 24-6 is the story.
My mess.
Hold on now. So he had mentioned at the end, the league was like, yeah, don't talk about that. And Al's like, watch me.
There was an optical illusion.
I mean, we all saw it. What are we talking about?
Correct. I told G-Man, I said, I would like the audio file from after the music bed when they went to break.
That's exactly what I was going to say. I want that. I want what was said in that booth to Kirk Herbstreit and his dog
Yep.
in the break.
I want you to tell the truck blank,
That's what
and
I
they
want.
can pass that along to the
Past
league.
you're not telling me at this point.
No.
He's past given.
By the way,
any.
I'm in L.A. I'm in my own
Yeah.
environment.
I know exactly. No.
I'm busy cleaning up your mess for scheduling this crap that I have to call for 3 hours.
That is great. Don't cross Al, man.
Nope.
He's the guy, man. Those are your hot topics today, presented by University Hospital, official healthcare partner of your Cleveland Browns. Barking Backers, official dog fan club of your Cleveland Browns, is back for the 2025 season. Get your pup in on the action, exclusive gear, events, and more. Memberships are available now at barkingbackers.com. Barking Backers is presented by Milkbone in association with Embrace Pet Insurance and Pet Supplies Plus. Miles Harden from the Coaches Show last night coming up next. Bob Sochi from the Patriots side of things coming up in about 12 minutes from now. You're listening to Cleveland Browns Daily. We're presented by Bally Bet, official sports betting partner of your Cleveland Browns. Please bet responsibly on 850 ESPN Cleveland. Cleveland Browns High School Game of the Week presented by Ohio Cat showcases top matchups, rising stars across Northeast Ohio. Each week, fans vote for the game they want to see, and the winning team earns $3,000 in funding plus spotlight coverage on the Browns' social media. This week's matchup is Lexington versus Ashland. Time now to have a conversation from the coach's show last night with Browns cornerback Miles Harden.
Miles Harden coming off a game in which he had
You're down.
defense 4 tackles, a tackle for a loss, and the Browns' big 31-6 win over the Miami Dolphins. Miles, that felt like one that had to be a pretty fun one for you guys on defense. Kept them out of the end zone. A lot of takeaways, a lot of sacks. Probably was a good film session on Monday.
Yeah, it was a good film session. It was good to come in Monday with a win under our belt. It was good vibes in the building, so just want to continue off that and keep going.
And how good was it to see that PBU? Because that's what we're going to call it. A PBU, dog. You got yourself a PBU. How was that?
It was good, man. It should have been an interception. But,
Nah, man.
Let's be honest.
Hey.
He's got 2 PBUs this year. You should have 2 interceptions.
I should, man. But, got to capitalize.
Ball's finding you, though, so that's good. You're finding the
You're
ball.
seeing the field.
It's a matter of time. So did you get, well, that film session was, I'm sure, very enjoyable. Did you get a little bit of grief for that one?
I did. I got it right after the game, actually.
Really? Who's the roughest?
The roughest, I'm going to say Ronnie Hickman.
Really? Yeah. Well, he called his shot.
He
which
did
was
call his
impressive.
shot.
Yeah.
He most certainly did. But you guys, a fun game, obviously, to watch. I'm sure it was fun to be out there as well. And a unique game plan. For you, was that kind of fun to kind of have it be – it was a lot different than what we had seen really so far this season.
It was a lot different, but, we got to adjust every week. It's different personnel, and we got to just adjust off of it.
Hey, you guys certainly did that there. Now as you turn the page, because that's what you got to do in this league, and now we take on a New England Patriots team where their quarterback Drake May is playing as well as anybody in the league, leads the league in completion percentage, can throw it down the field, he can run it. What kind of challenges and things do you see from him on tape? What kind of challenges does he present?
He's a very good player, just watching him as the week goes on, and he's making good throws. He can run. He's pretty fast. So just us in the back end just covering our guys and doing the best we can to buy time for our pass rush to get there.
And from an anticipation standpoint, do you see this offense being one in which they're going to try to stretch you vertically, or they're going to try to do rub routes to get advantage, or they're going to do all the above?
They're going to do all of the above. Just go out there. We just going out there and just playing our game.
Mm-hmm.
How's it been like bringing Tyson Campbell into your room?
It's been good. I grew up with Tyson. We played Little League Optimus football together.
Same team?
Yeah, same team. Well, he was a pound above me, but we played at the same park. So I already knew Tyson before he came.
So how's it been like getting Kevin? Because I'm sure Rayshawn was a very familiar face. Now you're a familiar face. How's that been kind of helping him acclimate? And obviously when you get a pick six, that's always a very nice way to have your very acclimate real quickly.
No, it's been real good having him here. We knew each other from Little League growing up, so just having that bond already and just having him out there on the field, I'm able to communicate with him fast, and he could trust me to go out there and make a play. So.
Now, how many guys from the Little League squad that you grew up playing on or made it to the league that you know of?
I want to say 3.
3? Okay.
3.
Yeah, still
I would
impressive.
imagine you guys did a lot of winning.
A lot of them are still in college right now, too.
Okay.
So,
okay.
Did you guys win a lot?
3. And Optimus?
Yeah.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah,
all the way.
you went out and
I won, what, 3 or 4 Super Bowls?
Yeah, I would imagine. So you got a lot of NFL players on the team. I feel like that would make it pretty easy. Yeah. For you, how's it kind of felt like kind of settling into now being a starter, being the nickel for this football team? And, it started off, you had some very tough challenges. You get Amon-Ra St. Brown. The Vikings kept getting Justin Jefferson inside. You faced a lot of good players already and played well. So how much has that kind of helped your confidence?
It's been real good, to go out there and just get better every week. I'm just been arrowing up, and I'm trying to keep going up as the year goes on. So I'm just glad that I'm in this role that I am in, and I'm taking advantage of it every week.
And also just being healthy, right, and having the opportunity to be out there, that has to be encouraging for you, right?
Yeah, that's a big one, just staying healthy. I've been dealing with injuries for a while now, and I'm just glad I'm out there playing. So we're going to die right there.
You have to play that position, especially in this defense. It is, everybody talks about coverage, but you have to play in the run. You got to tackle for a loss this week, but you've got to be really a big-time run defender. This is going to be a team that's going to have 2 tight ends out there a lot. Their back is a bigger back in Ramondre Stevenson, but you can't punch that ball out of there from time to time. But how has that kind of mindset been, saying, okay, I don't get to just cover. I've got to really play at the line of scrimmage and be physical?
It's nothing different than what we do every week. Just go out there and play our game and just be physical. Play fast, physical football and just go make plays.
And we've seen a lot of emphasis on the special teams play, because obviously a lot of defensive players are on there. When you're involved in special teams, what's your mentality of how you're going to contribute?
To make a play. That's actually how I started playing football. I wasn't on the field right away playing defense. I had to make my way on special teams and then from special teams to defense. So every time I'm on special teams, I take it as a defensive rep, go out there and win.
We got the AFC Special Teams Player of the Week on our team,
Grant
Delpa. Yeah,
That's
how
right.
about that?
Show up and showing out.
When this defense has been at home, we have played at a certain level. On the road, what are the differences from a defensive standpoint? Because the numbers are there has been a little bit of a discrepancy there. How do you guys kind of take what we've done at home to the road, and what are the differences for you guys when you're on the field?
Just having each other back. When we go on the road, it's only us 53 there. So just sticking up for each other and doing our 111 to try and play a good game is how we challenge that.
I want you to know Gerard's there for you guys on the sideline. I'm there for you up in the booth. So we're at least at 55.
As a matter of fact, I don't know if you hear me sometimes. I'll be yelling, ball, ball, ball.
I'm going to make sure to
I love
look
it.
when I hear
No,
you.
here's what we're going to do. If you're on the outside, I'll yell ball, but I'll tell you if the ball's coming from the trajectory of inside or outside. I'll give you that much. Inside, inside, inside.
I got to look for the ball, man.
Exactly. Do you have any type of rituals that you do pregame as far as just getting your mind right and just getting set before you go out there and play ball?
So it starts when I wake up. Wake up, I say my daily prayer, get to the stadium, I get to a hot tub, do a hot tub, get in like 5-10 minutes. Then I get stretched by Coach Larry, and then I do a quick DB exercise with my defensive coach, Coach Jeff, and go back inside, warm up, go out there, stretch. And then right before the game, when we're doing intros and they call us out there, I run out the tunnel, go to the end zone, do my prayer again. I just lock in and get ready for the game.
Do you have particular music you like to listen to pregame?
I'm all over the place, I start with gospel, and then I go over to rap.
Work his way from being holy to
Exactly. Well, Myles, we certainly have enjoyed watching you kind of blossom into this role and excited for you to get your first interception. It's coming.
It's coming.
Hey, dog, you close, dog.
It's close.
It's getting very close.
starts
We're
with
not
the
going to get much closer than that.
It starts with being able to read it, though, because the reads, if you have
Absolutely.
excellent reads, and the quarterback don't see you coming, you pop up in the spot, obviously it's going to happen for
gotta
you, dog.
capitalize
He's
on it.
Finding the ball. He's finding the ball.
It's gonna
Hopefully
happen
we'll
for
get
you.
one. This week would be a great one. I think we're going to need to go get those to get that win up there.
All right, good stuff from the fellas and Myles last night. Coming up next, we go behind enemy lines. Bob Sochi, radio voice of the New England Patriots, will join us in a couple of minutes. You'll listen to Cleveland Browns Daily. We're presented by Ballybet, official sports betting partner of your Cleveland Browns. Please bet responsibly on 850 ESPN Cleveland. All right, welcome back in. Cleveland Browns Daily, presented by Ballybet, official sports betting partner of Cleveland Browns. Please bet responsibly on 850 ESPN Cleveland. Time to go behind enemy lines. To do that, we had it on the Twisted Tea Hotline, presented by Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea, official sponsor of your Cleveland Browns. Keep it twisted, Cleveland. It's always a pleasure when we are joined by the radio voice of the New England Patriots, the great Bob Sochi, joining us. Bob, thank you so much, as always, for taking the time. Let's just start with a guy who was in this building for a year, who's a Northeast Ohio native, who gets to come to probably his second home, and boy, is it working out with Mike Vrabel. Did you have the feeling once that hire happened that this type of success would happen as quickly as it has?
As quickly, guys, probably not. If not, definitely not. But first, it's great to be with you again, and I always love talking about a Patriots matchup with one of the traditional iconic teams in the league, and certainly from a great football environment like Northeast Ohio, and Mike Vrabel certainly cut from that cloth. And I think certainly it was evident that when he was hired, he was the right guy at the right time for this franchise, particularly after the last few years. I think someone who really represents a lot of the best qualities of the Patriots on the field, having played and been such a resourceful player in all three phases for them during his Patriots Hall of Fame career, but also embodying a lot of the qualities that I think were stressed when the Patriots were at their best by Bill Belichick, but at the same time, bringing something that Gerard Mayo in his very brief time, I think, exhibited, and that's a bit of a connection with today's player and the young people. But I think in Mike's case, obviously, he had a track record. He had tremendous experience as a head coach, but also I think as importantly as an assistant coach at Ohio State, and the consultant work that he did with Cleveland, taking that year off from head coaching and going to Cleveland. He's talked about how much he's learned from the people there, to be involved in different facets, working with the tight ends and the offensive linemen, and also working with Andrew Berry and getting different experiences. There's a lot of coaches, it seems, who get fired from one job and take the next job right away, and it doesn't work out because maybe they don't learn anything in between. And other coaches, have that gap and really prosper. And in Mike's case, I think that he could have gone right from Tennessee to New England and done well, but it certainly seems like that time in Cleveland, based on everything that he has said, has given him an even better perspective. And he certainly has established a good culture here already. Good free agent class, good draft class, it appears, at least at the top, with Will Campbell holding down left tackle, Gerald Wilson, the third-round pick, playing left guard. And then, of course, he's got the quarterback, Drake May, playing extremely well.
Which is a big part of, I think, why he said, boy, I'd love to go home.
I think, and I think that's the so quickly part is Drake May. I don't think anybody could have envisioned Drake May, reaching this point so soon in his career.
Yeah.
He had so much to learn coming off last year, a lot of mistakes, as you would expect from a rookie, and I think a lot of them born out of the inexperience he even had at college. But then, of course, being thrown into a new offense, one that puts a lot more on the quarterback's plate, and yet he's been able to run it with aplomb, and he's gotten so much better at a lot of the intangibles, the decision-making, the poise, the polish in the pocket, to go with that athleticism that exists. And his accuracy has been tremendous, and that was one of the knocks on him coming out of North Carolina.
Well, and this is the thing that I just have to imagine that people over there, and by the way, we're all incredibly jealous because obviously you mentioned Belichick and Brady and all of that run, and now all of a sudden it feels like, okay, here you got a coach who installs culture and all of that, but the players love him, and now you got this young quarterback who completes 80% of his passes, it seems like, every week. It's like, how does this happen? I guess that's the thing that's pretty wild is how quickly this came for Drake May. And then obviously Josh McDaniels is running around in the building again. It's like old home week over there.
Yeah, another Northeast Ohio guy.
Right.
For sure. Josh in his third stint as an offensive coordinator. And, it's really interesting to me how well Josh has done here and the relationships he's had with the quarterbacks. And it's not just Tom Brady, but it's the guys that he had to groom to replace Tom Brady early in 2016, Jimmy Garoppolo and Jacoby Brissett, who started games before Brady made his debut that year after his suspension in Cleveland. It's what Josh did as well with Mac Jones in 2021, helping him as a rookie start a 10-win and playoff earthbound season. And now with Drake May, as rapidly as he's progressed this year, it's truly a testament to Josh. And yet, where he's been as a head coach, it hasn't gone so well. But I think the thing with Josh, too, and you mentioned, at being at home, this is his home now. Mm-hmm. He came from Northeast Ohio. He's very proud of those roots, the John Carroll connection, his father having coached there. But Josh's family stayed in New England even when he went out to Las Vegas. I think the importance of coming back home was something that even in the middle of that experience in Las Vegas really struck a chord with him. And, for him and Mike to work the way that they have together, because Mike has assembled an offensive staff that also includes people from the outside, not part of the Josh McDaniels, Charlie Weiss, I'll throw in Chad O'Shea, one of my favorites there in Cleveland, pipeline, in that you have Ashton Grant and Thomas Brown and Todd Downing on this staff. Those are guys that come from a different kind of system, more West Coast based, in some cases with Mike Vrabel in Tennessee, and yet they've been able to blend very well together. And we've seen not only improvement in Drake May, but I think in other areas as well, significantly so with a guy like Kayshon Boutte, for example, at wide receiver. So they're really having a wide-reaching impact on not only the quarterback, but other key positions offensively.
Bob, as we shift the conversation to this game on Sunday, the Browns' defense, one of the best in the league. We were saying here on the show that we think it's really critical that the Browns kind of dictate how this is played if they can, but that'll be a tall order because the Patriots very good in the rush defense category. And then if you can allow your defense to kind of pin their ears back, and May's been incredible, but that's kind of the roadmap for victory for the Browns if they are to get one as a pretty big underdog over there. From the Patriots' perspective, when this team has – because there's a weird loss, right? I mean, you lose the opener to the Raiders, who are obviously struggling a little bit. So from the Patriots' perspective, what do they want to make sure that happens early in the game on Sunday to kind of combat that?
Well, I think there are a couple of things that stand out about the two Patriots losses. And the first is easy. You just look at the box score. It's the turnovers. 5 turnovers versus Pittsburgh. And it was an interception by Drake early in the third quarter that really swung that Las Vegas game completely around. And from that point on, he really struggled, I think, and it carried over a bit early the next week versus the Steelers. And when you look at the defense of the Patriots, one of the problems they've had at times is giving up the long pass. We saw it even last week versus Cam Ward in Tennessee. On the second drive after the Titans took a 3-0 lead, Tennessee had not scored a touchdown in the first quarter, but they scored with ease on consecutive drives, one with a field goal, and then the next, of course, with a long pass. Now, the Patriots going into this game, they're very cognizant of just how poorly they have played at times defensively at the start of games, and I think that's really been an emphasis. Players have talked about it all this week. So I think, for them, it's coming out better defensively because the game last week was not really the exception. It's been more the rule for them where they've gotten off to a sluggish start defensively this year. And if you're a team like Cleveland, you're coming in on the road, and again, you really want to rely on that defense to pin its ears back. You've got a young quarterback. You found success last week playing from out front with Miami and running a terrific back behind that offensive line. You want to get it out in front, right? And that's the obvious path to success, I would think, for any team going on the road. And with the Patriots, it's a test of their defense early to set the tone. They did that against Carolina in the one home win thus far. But again, as I said, that's really been more in that case, the exception than the rule this year for them.
Bob, one of the things that has been surprising from my vantage point has been how little TreVeyon Henderson has been used and just the lack of effectiveness that we've seen, because I thought he'd be a plug-and-play guy. And obviously Mike knew him well from his time at Ohio State, top of the second-round type pick, just behind Quinshawn. Why has that not had maybe the output that some of us from the outside looking in would have thought?
Yeah, and even here in New England, we saw right away the first time he touched the ball in the preseason and ran a kickoff back 100 yards. Yeah. And when we watched him in practices, you could see something that past Patriots running backs didn't have. Now, in the case of the Patriots dual threat running backs, in my experience, the pass catching backs, the so-called third down backs, a lot of times those guys have redshirted their rookie seasons. James White, Shane Vereen did it. It took Kevin Falk a while to establish himself. He had a fumbling issue early in his NFL career. And we thought watching Travion, and I say we because it wasn't just myself, I think it was across the board, anybody in the media who was watching him, and a large segment of the fan base that was out there for training camp practices, saw a guy that had explosiveness and shiftiness that we really hadn't seen. And based on the reputation coming out of Ohio State, the ability to pass protect at the college level better than most backs, one would think it would be plug and play for him. But early on, he struggled in pass protection. He got a few penalties in the same game. I think 3 penalties in the game against Miami. He had one more recently. And I think that's taken him off the field in some spots. And even while Ramondre Stevenson has had fumbling problems, including 2 in a game, the Patriots have gone to him in key spots. Or maybe we otherwise would see Travion Henderson just because of the reliability, the confidence they have in Ramondre at this point as a pass protector. I think also Henderson has struggled to run between the tackles, and they haven't been able to get him outside. And, you go back to week 1, you brought up the Raiders game earlier. Week 1, it was like the Raiders had 2 guys assigned to him every time he touched the ball. The Patriots tried a lot of passes in the flat. We thought the screen game would be a big part of this team's offense going forward right from the get-go. It hasn't been the case. And in that week 1 game, it was clear that Las Vegas looked at him. I think the way that a lot of people who were covering the Patriots at the time looked at him as the one real playmaker they had, or one of the few, because the success of some of those receivers, and I mentioned Booty, and as I would throw Stephon Diggs in there, I think that's been a pleasant surprise for them, the kind of success and productivity they've gotten from them early in the season. But I think everybody around here figured that Travion Henderson was going to be a plug-and-play guy, and in fact probably would be their best playmaker early on just because of that explosiveness.
Talking to the voice of the New England Patriots, Bob Sochi, on the Twisted Tea Hotline. Bob, I'll get you out of here on this one. 5-2 atop the division. You've obviously watched a lot of great Patriots teams through the years. Is this one here to stay this year in the AFC East?
Well, I would caution, I think, in this respect. The Patriots have definitely improved, and they're improved as you see the record. They're improved by the eye test. They're improved statistically across the board. The offensive line, it's night and day compared to where they were. But I would say in every area where they are improved, and I would not include, I think the tight ends position was a strength coming in with Austin Hooper backing up Hunter Henry, are the top 2 tight ends there. But I think when you look at the offensive line, you look at the defensive front, when you look at other areas of the team where there has been improvement, they're also still thin. And it's going to take some time for them because of the poor drafts. They had really some ill-advised trades and some bad free agent decisions, going back a number of years. But I do think that, they have an opportunity, if they stay healthy, to make a mark in the conference, just because, not only do they have a what looks like a pretty favorable path for them, and they're on their way at 5-2, but it looks like the top teams at the top of the conference, and they've already played Buffalo, are a bit down this year. Certainly there's not that super team right now in the AFC. But again, having said that, I could see where, critical injury here or there, and this is the NFL, we know that happens, that could really easily derail them. And certainly it begins with a quarterback who last week was pulled from a third-quarter series for, to examination for potential concussion. So, they're better. And the record shows that they're playing better. They're playing more confidently. The culture is better. But again, they're thin where they're improved over the last couple of seasons.
Bob, you're the best. New England's lucky to have you, buddy. Thank you so much for your time, as always. Greatly appreciate it.
Hey, my pleasure, guys. Always enjoy being with you. Thank you.
All right, there he goes, the voice of the New England Patriots, Bob Sochi, on the Twisted Tea Hotline, presented by Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea, official sponsor of your Cleveland Browns. Keep it twisted, Cleveland. You'll hear our coach, Kevin Stefanski, from the podium coming up next. You'll listen to Cleveland Browns Daily on 850 ESPN Cleveland. For nearly a century, the Rumpke family has operated one of the nation's largest waste and recycling companies, providing top-level services to residential and commercial customers. To learn how they can help you meet your sustainability goals, visit rumpke.com to learn more. We now head to the podium, presented by Vivid Seats. Purchase your official fan experience package today for the ultimate game day. Here's your head coach, Kevin Stefanski.
All right, great challenge in front of us.
You're done.
Football team on the road, our conference, so excited about that challenge. Have had a good week with meetings, practice, you name it. The guys have done a nice job. So we'll get on that airplane and then got to go play our best on Sunday. With that, I'll take any questions.
Hall isn't listed on the thing. I mean, he's going to make his season debut. Are you to see him, and have you seen the last couple of weeks him get, I guess, more physically ready?
Yeah, like I have talked to you guys about throughout his rehab. I mean, he's worked very hard. It was a very serious injury that he's worked back from. He continued to take every single day and give it everything that he had, whether it was on the practice field or in the weight room, you name it. I mean, he's been at this thing, and he's looked good. Yeah.
Opportunity to maybe finally get some continuity there. How big? I mean, for not just the pass protection, but the offense as a whole.
Obviously, Jack's played a lot of football for us, a lot of good football for us. So getting him back's a big deal. And you're right, with an offensive line with all five guys, you want them to play together as much as you can. Obviously, working Cam in there in the last few weeks, as I thought he's performed really well. So, of course, you want the same five guys for as long as you can do that.
Like on some kind of like a pitch count or something like that?
Well, it's his first game, so obviously you want to be smart, Mary Kay, and we've talked about those things internally, but we'll see how the game goes.
Defense, just I know you talked a little bit about it on Wednesday, but just what is it about that unit that why they are so good?
Yeah, I think it's multifaceted. I think they have good players. They have a good scheme. They line up in different fronts from different personnel groupings. I think they're really good in their line movement, their run stunts. They have guys that tackle well. When you don't give up explosive runs, obviously you're doing something right, and I think they're doing a really nice job also of just tackling once that ball should get to the second level.
D tackles, what kind of impact have you seen Malik make, whether it's on the field or even behind the scenes?
Yeah, he's been outstanding. He's first and foremost a pro's pro. He's just that guy that comes to work every day, taking notes in meetings, out there early on the practice field to work on his craft, and he's playing really, really good football for us. But he's the leadership he provides to this football team, to the young players. That's an example of a guy who does it the right way.
David, how did he just come through the week, and obviously what's the process over the next 40 days?
Yeah, similar conversation there. Dave's worked very hard. Obviously, he's pushing through this rehab and has looked like himself, but won't always be smart with all these type of injuries.
Done a good job of protecting the football, not throwing the interceptions. How do you balance, protecting the football, but you do want the quarterback, to take some chances, especially when you're trying to get downfield?
Yeah, I think, I mentioned that, I don't know if it was Wednesday, but you want to be smart, aggressive. You don't want to be aggressive for the sake of it. You don't want to be too conservative just for the sake of it. Obviously, we know how important the football is to winning and losing. On defense, we're trying to take it away on every single down. As a quarterback, you have to play each play as its own thing. Every play has an intent, and you have to trust your progressions, trust your eyes ultimately, and then deliver accurate footballs. But you're making those type of decisions play in and play out about when you can let it rip and when you have to be smart. That's a thing that every quarterback goes through for the course of 60 minutes.
You mentioned that Drake May sort of feels like a combo between like Ben Roethlisberger and Josh Allen a little bit, with his ability to throw the football but also be like a bigger quarterback that can move a little bit. Just what type of challenges does that sort of present the defense when you got to kind of account for both those things and a guy that's harder to bring down?
Yeah, historically, just having faced quarterbacks like the guys you mentioned, you see around the league, it's difficult when you have quarterbacks that can it's not there, go do something with it, and can tuck it. And that's it's very hard on defenses. It's hard to cover for that long. And then obviously you have to be able to tackle that player. So there's definitely a dual threat element to his game. Now, he can make every throw. He's making great decisions. He's very accurate. So this is a situation where he's going through his progressions and he's delivering in a timely manner, but he also has that element where he can get out and go. So it's a challenge for a defense.
As I recall, Reggie White was your guy as a
He
kid.
was.
Miles is on the verge of surpassing him for the most sacks any player under 30. First of all, is that okay?
Yeah, I'll allow it for this one, yes.
How would you compare their two games? Obviously.
Man. Yeah, I mean, well, Miles is a future Hall of Famer, so he'll there's other people probably more accomplished than me that can speak to what he looks like compared to one of the greatest in Reggie White. But yeah, what Miles does in a game-to-game basis, I've said to you guys, and I believe this, I don't think it gets enough notoriety, enough praise for what he's doing in the course of these games where he's being doubled and triple teamed. And so he's playing at a high level for us. He's done this for a bunch of years, and at his age to be able to say where he stands among the greats is pretty impressive.
Yeah, and the other thing that is going to only buoy Miles's chances are the fact that Mike Hall returns, which if you missed the start of the show, Mike Hall is going to return to the game on Sunday. And so that you think about the drafting of Mason Graham, you think everything this operation has done on the defensive line in the last couple of years, so much of it has been to make sure that Miles sees as much single team as he can get. He's doubled always, but then others should eat, and with Mike Hall coming in, that would allow it. I went on a little bit of a soapbox yesterday on the Dylan Gabriel.
Rightfully
so. He's talked about. I'm just so tired of it. It's just so off-putting. Dan Patrick, who is a legend in this business. I believe we have this. Let's have a listen to Dan.
The media's obsessed with this, with Shedeur Sanders. Dylan Gabriel is played okay. He's played okay. That doesn't mean you got to put in Shedeur. I hope Shedeur gets an opportunity, but I hope it's not one of those, let's, do him a solid and have him play. Dylan Gabriel is a better quarterback right now than Shedeur Sanders. It's plain and simple.
It sure is. Pretty plain and simple. Less simple than me hitting the button.
No, that was on me.
That was on you. Yeah.
Quick
no, let's see what happens this week and let's see how it goes. But this isn't being covered accurately. What's actually happening, and it's not being talked about accurately in terms of what's actually happening. So it was good to hear Dan have those comments as well yesterday on his show. So there you go on that front. All right, coming up, second hour of the program. We've got your over-unders. We've got your scores. We've got your keys to victory. It's all coming up in the second hour of the program. You're listening to Cleveland Browns Daily, presented by Ballybet, official sports betting partner of your Cleveland Browns. Please bet responsibly on 850 ESPN Cleveland. Add more fun to your fandom with the Ballybet Sportsbook app. Download today. Get 50 back in bonus bets. You place that wager of 10 or more. Ballybet, official sports betting partner of your Cleveland Browns. Your Sunday forecast in Foxborough. Partly cloudy skies, highs in the mid-50s. Just a 5% chance of rain. Winds light. It is perfect football weather. Before we get to your keys, paint me the picture of what Foxborough is like in terms of the location, the proximity, because obviously the teams don't stay in Boston. Most teams, when visiting teams, they stay in Providence.
So I've only been there once.
Yeah.
So Gibbe might be better equipped to answer that. In fact, I have a better memory because the time I went there, it was cold, it was pouring rain, it was miserable.
Yeah.
I did get to have a nice pregame chat with Jim Nance, though, that I remember,
cool.
which was fun. The stadium's kind of like in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
Now, it's surrounded by some stuff. Like they have, shops and I think like maybe restaurants and offices, would you say, Gibbe? That are kind of like around it.
It's like a Crocker Park. It's a stadium in the middle of a Crocker Park.
Okay.
It's kind of, which is, I think, what, ultimately the idea is a little bit at Brook Park.
But more remote.
Way more remote.
Yeah, because it's like 12 minutes from downtown. This
Way
is
more
like,
remote. Yes, this is like, in the middle of nowhere. It's kind of, I think it's kind of equidistant between Boston and Providence.
And the stadium was always there, right? Before Gillette, the old stadium was there too, right?
I had been to the old stadium with my younger brother, or my little brother in my fraternity, Matt Parker, they lived up in Portland, Maine.
Okay.
And I remember we went to a game there, and here's a name from the past who doesn't get talked about maybe enough. I don't know if he had the longevity, but I know for a few years he was up there. And Eric Moulds went bonkers for the Bills. Like in that, I think he had a 200-yard game. I might be exaggerating, but I might not be. And so I remember that. But yeah, when we were there, it was miserable weather. I remember that the lovely Miss K had gotten me some really nice gloves to wear on the sidelines, and they were leather gloves, and with like a little fur line. They were wonderful, delightful.
Yeah.
Well, it doesn't matter how wonderful and delightful they are when it pours like that, because then what happens is you take the glove off and try to put it back on, and now it only goes down to like half your hand because the leather just
constricts.
Yeah, so that was terrible. So Eric Moulds, by the way, 3-time Pro Bowler, 4,000-yard seasons, 3 1,300-yard seasons. I'm trying to think. So it would have been around a 98, I would say, would have been the year that I would have gone up there. The 98 season, maybe the 99 season. 98, he had 1,368 yards, 9 touchdowns, and averaged 20.4 yards a catch. So I'm going to go to his I'm going to go to his game logs.
Who is quarterbacking the Bills?
Hold on, I'll get there in a second. But in my mind, 200 yards. See if I got it right. 177. This is the game I was at. 11-29, 1998. 8 catches, 177 yards, and a touchdown. Eric Moulds at New England.
Ball's not going to spike itself.
No, it's not. All right, so you're
What
saying
a job out of you.
You're saying who's on the
who is the Bills quarterback? Because Bledsoe
what's-
would be with the Patriots still, because he's
what's
there.
screaming out of my
301.
mind is like Rob Johnson, but I don't know.
Oh
if that's
my gosh, former USC quarterback Rob Johnson,
Doug Flutie and Rob Johnson.
Wow,
Flutie. I may have seen Flutie, and the
Flutie
third.
Flakes, yeah.
You know the third quarterback was?
I don't.
Alex
Van Pelt.
Alex Van Pelt. Yeah.
Alex Van Pelt.
Alex
of course.
Van Pelt, of course, indeed.
Yeah.
So did I say it was 98 or 99?
98.
Yeah, 98.
Oh, 98. So 98, the quarterback was Flutie and Rob Johnson, but I don't know who. Hold on, I can figure this out. Who quarterbacked that game?
That's why.
I mean, I can tell you, I've been there 3 times.
Uh-huh.
The first time I was there was my first year. Rob Chudzinski was a coach.
Okay.
We go into New England, and we just punch them in the mouth.
Okay.
Like, for 3.5 quarters, we won 4 games that year. We look like Super Bowl champs, and the New England Patriots look like the 4-12 team.
Didn't we end up
This is
losing
Belichick
because of
Brady, like at in the middle of it.
Correct.
Yeah.
Wasn't there some like garbage pass interference penalty?
Well, we'll get there. I'm pretty sure we knocked Gronk out of the game, and maybe for the season with like a knee injury.
Okay.
I think we knocked either him or Aaron Hernandez.
Oh gosh, yeah.
Okay, one of those two. We are flying high. Life's good. About 3 minutes left to go in regulation. The Patriots remember who they are.
Mm-hmm.
They go down the field. I think there were 2 scores. Like we bungled like the play calling on our final drive that could have just put the game away. We have to punt back to them. They go right down the field. There's some bogus penalties.
Yeah.
they get the ball in overtime, and they just went at Buster's screen door and abused him.
I remember
he had
this now.
3 pass interference calls.
Yeah.
All the way down the field.
I remember
and
that.
They kick the field goal and they win. Or field goal, touchdown, whatever it was. I don't think I've ever been more angry doing a game than that one. It's interesting. The radio and TV is away from the press box.
Okay.
So it's a lot like Chicago. You have to walk through the concourse. You have to walk through the fans. Not ideal.
Less than no.
Not great.
You don't like that.
But you have your own setup. The amazing thing is there is a giant pot for you of clam chowder.
Oh,
a delight!
Wonderful.
And you just can.
Can I get a sourdough bowl, please?
And it's
Well,
great.
that's a win.
It's a great little chowder.
Sure it
And,
is. They know what they're doing.
Yeah, just a little bit. But like the food and drink, you're not going anywhere. Like if you have to use the restroom, you're basically going out and using the restroom in the
concourse.
with the fans.
Wow.
All right.
But the last 2 times we were there, we had basically a nor'easter. He's not kidding when he talks about the weather.
Awful
Oh, it's
weather,
terrible.
yeah.
All right, so from that game I was at, it was actually Flutie against Bledsoe.
Yeah.
Flutie against Bledsoe. Molds had 8 for 177 and a touchdown. Andre Reed was still kicking. He had 4 for 53 and a touchdown. Jay Reamersma was still playing tight end for them.
Cow.
Thurman Thomas must have been at the end of his
for sure.
run. He had 3 carries for 5 yards. Antoine Smith was their leading rusher. On the other side, Bledsoe throws for 3 touchdowns in the game. The leading receivers were Terry Glenn, 8 for 104. Ben Wintercoats, 10 for 70 and a touchdown. And then you know who was on the New England team, and I can't even believe it. I didn't remember that he hung on this long. Henry Ellard.
Wow. The Ram great.
The Ram great at
Somehow-
the end of his career played for Washington and
I
New
remember that.
England.
I remember Washington.
He played Washington for a while and he had 3 straight 1,000-yard seasons from age 33 through 35, and then by 37 that was pretty
Still
much
getting
toast from
1,000
the goats.
yards at 35 years old.
35 years old, he had 52 catches for 1,014 yards, averaged 19.5 yards a catch.
52 catches, that's a pretty big
20
yard
yards
per
a
He's
catch.
averaging 20 yards a catch
As
at
a
35.
Jeez.
At
Guys
30
are out of the league, irrelevant by 29 now.
At 33, he had 74, 13, 97, and 6, averaging 19 yards a catch. That's wild. Not even a Pro Bowler. That doesn't even make the Pro Bowl.
No.
In
20 yards
1994.
Jeez. Quite a year for receivers. You ready for your keys?
I am ready for my keys.
All right, time for keys to a Browns victory in New England on Sunday. And for that, we turn it over to Dr. Z.
All right. A wise person once told me that winning at home is very much the same as winning on the road, except the location is different, but what you have to do is the same. And so we've got to take care of the football. I'm not kidding.
I know. I like it. I think that's a good one. It's exactly the same. It's
true.
A wise person told you.
You got to do the same thing.
Do the same thing.
You got to
different.
Take care of the football. So
Same
we haven't
but
turned it
different.
over in 3 straight. We have to try to turn them over, which is obviously important. I think this one is going to be about not giving up the chunk play. Drake May's quarterback rating on passes of more than 20 yards in the air is 158.3. That's perfect. So we've got to limit some of those verticals. I think get the ball out from Ramondre Stevenson. He will put the ball on the ground. We've got to try to harass Drake May to the best of our ability. The truth of the matter is Drake May's just been excellent this year. And really, you look at and say, okay, well, where can we find any kind of an advantage? It's tough. Drake May's even averaging 8.3 yards an attempt under pressure this year, 8.8 from a clean pocket. You blitz them. That doesn't work. We're not going to blitz. I think this is maybe more simulated pressures. Get home with 4 because against the blitz right now, his rating's 124.3 this year. He's got 5 touchdowns, no interceptions against the blitz. So I really think this is going to it's going to be tough. He's been a great drop back passer. He's been very effective. So defensively, though, I think it's shut down the run, try to get them in 3rd and longs, and then offensively, we got to try to find a way to play with the lead. This is going to be a game, it would seem, when you talk about keys, this has to be Dylan Gabriel's best game.
Yeah.
Here's the fact of the matter, folks. Running backs are averaging 59 yards rushing on 3.2 yards per carry against New England this year. No individual running back has run for 100 yards. No running backs run for 50. The best so far have been Chuba Hubbard, 49. That was pre-Dowdle, so that was like the full Chuba experience.
Yep.
James Cook at 49. They have not allowed a running back to rush for a touchdown in 4 straight games. But quarterbacks are completing 72% of their passes. They're throwing for 251 yards a game. They're doubling up. Their touchdown interception ratio is 2-1. They have a rating of 102. Every quarterback who has faced New England this season has a rating of 90 plus. 4 of them have a rating of 100 plus. So I think this is going to have to be a game for Dillon Gabriel. I think he's going to have to throw the football and do it effectively. They've struggled a little bit with tight ends, so I think this could be a big game for David Njoku, who is back, and for Harold Fannin. But I think we want to try to attack and isolate their safeties and linebackers in coverage. We're going to have to do a good job up front. This is a very good front, and they can get to the quarterback. Their edge rushers already have 10 sacks combined between the two of them. And we got to take care of the football. But I think this is going to be a game where you're going to have to throw it, and you're going to have to get some chunks via the pass. I just think it's going to be too hard otherwise to not do that, to try and – this is not a team that you can run the football down the field on. But if you look at their guys in coverage, Robert Spillane, their linebacker, he's given up 303 yards already in coverage, 101 rating. Carlton Davis, one of their corners, 108 rating. You go Marcus Jones, their nickel's been pretty good. But then you go to their other corners or their safeties, Jalen Hawkins, 119 rating in coverage. The rookie safety, Craig Woodson, 135 rating in coverage. So that's the people we're going to have to attack. Christian Gonzalez is still a very, very good corner. But that's, to me, that's going to be the game. The chess match, where can we get our best guys? They're going to play a ton of nickel. We should be able to run it at them. Their nickel's not a big guy. Marcus Jones, 5'8", 188. But we got to try to run them either out of that into base and then throw it, or we're just going to have to get the right matchups. And I think our tight ends on their safeties, that's the right matchup.
That's a great job out of you. Well done. Well done.
You know,
we'll see if you can carry it over to the overs and unders.
Not so fast, my friend.
Kimmy lives. It's coming up next. You listen to Cleveland Browns Daily. We're presented by Bally Bet, official sports betting partner of Cleveland Browns. Please bet responsibly on 850 ESPN Cleveland. All right, welcome back in. Cleveland Browns Daily. We're presented by Bally Bet, official sports betting partner of your Cleveland Browns. Please bet responsibly. OBM, the preferred provider of copiers and document services for your Cleveland Browns. They will tackle any size office at 216-485-2000 or visit ohiobusinessmachines.com. Time for Week 8 of overs and unders. And Gibbe is on one. He's on one a little bit here.
You know, it's awesome when you turn on your mic.
Turn on your mic, Mr. Zagura. Turn on your mic.
Yep.
Oh, I like
He's on a heater.
That is a stately
Look at that trench coat.
I like that from Ted.
Look at that
I
trench
really
coat.
like that look.
Is that
That's a
Marron.
man doing business.
Is that out of the movie The Firm?
Oh,
holy
so
Moses.
funny. I just watched that two nights ago. I just watched that two nights ago. It was on opposite. I think it must have been Tuesday night opposite the NBA debuting and so I was watching that kind of sort of, and then The Firm was on one of the HBO or Showtime or something, and I watched it for like 30 minutes. So great.
What a film.
Totally flawed. I mean, there's a million problems with it, but it's so enjoyable.
Yes, it's
So
a
enjoyable.
movie.
It's great.
There's
so
no
good.
thought. There's no thinking. There's
It's
no
so good.
It's a
doesn't
thriller.
make sense, but it's just thrilling, and it's
So
just
fun.
great. It's great. The piano
Yes.
music all the way through it. Yes, very firm-like. Good job to you, Gibbe. They could really run in those trench coats. Gibbe went 4-1 last week, a robust 4-1, which brings his overall record now to 21-14, which that has drawn the ire of the over-unders committee. The committee does not like to see that type of success out of you this point in the season. Not you personally, just anybody. Like 7 games over 500
he's
in the over-unders. That's
so he's
not
like
good.
3 games ahead of me?
You, my dear friend, he was a mere game ahead of you. He is now 3 ahead of you. No, just
I'm
2.
4
Just
ahead.
2. Just 2.
Three?
Just 2. Because you went 3-2 last
Yeah.
week. You had a good week
So I'm
too.
at 19.
You are 19-16. He is 21-14. The difference, the actual, this is crazy. The total, it was 36.5. You went over. You went under. We ended up at 37. It's amazing how good they are at all that.
Yeah, and guess what?
Crazy.
What did it open up at? Because
it
this
was
is what I was looking at. It
38.5
opened up at
is-
41.5 and made its way all the way down
all the way down to
34.5.
36.5 by the time we did it. So
Feels like it should've
yeah,
went on.
there you go. All right, time for this week's version of overs and unders. Browns and Patriots in Foxborough, of course, on Sunday. We begin. Gibby, you won the week. You are up first again, and we're going to start with Dylan Gabriel passing yards. We're looking for the rookie quarterback Dylan Gabriel passing yards, and the number we're looking for is 210.5. 210.5 is your number.
He'll have to do better than what he did last week from a passing yardage standpoint. The weather will be better. I think it's just under that. I think he breaks 200, but I think it's just under. So I will take under.
Under for Gibby. Dr. Z to the moon.
Over. Yes, absolutely over.
And why do you say that?
Well, Gibby,
PFF Nate.
I'm glad you asked. So, first of all, I think we're going to have to throw the ball. I think I've laid that out pretty clearly in the keys and all of that. Second of all, outside of Week 3, Aaron Rodgers threw for 139 yards against them in a weird game where they really got smoked. Bryce Young and the Panthers quarterbacks combined for 208. We've had 362, 315, 253, 227, 255. So 3 in a row have gone over, even including Spencer Rattler, including Cam Ward. I feel pretty good about that. I like it. Over.
Next. Over, under. Drake May. Completion percentage to you, Dr. Z. The number we are looking at is 70.5.
Under. Not against us, dude. Not against us. You can go and you can stack your little wonderful little things and all that's fun. This is the number 1 defense in the league, pal.
Palsy.
And that's not what happens.
That was negative pal there. I do a positive pal.
No, that was a negative
That was a
pal.
negative pal.
You had Tua Tagovailoa come in at 70%, well under that. Aaron Rodgers, well under that.
Oh, I see.
I'm saying
what
against,
they came in and then against us.
against
well
us. Yeah. Nobody, heck, I don't even think anybody's hit that mark yet this year against us. Burrow was 14-23. Then you have a 19-29. No, 18-25.
That's close.
I still say no.
Slightly under.
Maybe it might be. It might be right at it, actually. 18 divided by 25. Yeah, 72. Yep. So you had Jordan Love did it. No from Jared Goff. Let's see one more here. Maybe Carson Wentz did it. Maybe.
Did Wentz do it too?
Let's say 25. Yeah, Wentz did it.
Wentz did it too. So it's happened twice.
That's it. It's happened twice. I'll take my
Under.
chances. Under.
Give it.
I will go under as well.
All right. Under as
right.
well. Next. Over or under. This is the one you got to pay attention to.
I think we should get rid of the sacks, fumbles, and the total and have 5 real categories. Because if we eliminated the total, I'd be blowing Gibbe out of the water.
So
just
therefore,
for that,
we should change
we're gonna
everything
keep them
to
both right in.
accommodate young Pedro Jr.
Pedro Jr. here.
Yeah, that's right.
PJ.
That was the
name of the
I like it.
The lion in the Robin Hood animated on Disney. They called him PJ, Prince John, PJ. All right, you got to pay attention to this one. So this is total yards. Total yards.
Yep.
You can have Quinshawn and our 2 tight ends of record, or Ramondre and their 2 receivers. So you're getting Quinshawn, Chief, and Fannin over under Stevenson, Diggs, and Butte.
I love that last name.
Great name. I don't even know if that's it. I just like saying it.
It's Boo.
I don't know either.
Butte. Beautiful.
Yeah.
That's
I like
awesome.
booty, but it's Keyshawn Butte.
Butte. I love that.
My only concern,
Yeah.
I want
actually
to
Booty.
take the
Booty?
Cleveland Browns.
T-E-E. B-O-O-T-E-E.
Booty.
Booty.
Oh, Booty.
Booty.
Like Josh Booty.
I mean,
And those guys, the famous Booty family from Shreveport.
so back.
All-time great high school football players. John David, starting quarterback at USC for a couple of years.
I so want to take the Browns, but I think I have to go Patriots here.
Okay.
Because I believe Chiefs playing. We're thinking he's
if
playing.
Chief doesn't,
but
then
if
you can have
if
Judy.
he's not 100%.
If Chief doesn't, you can have Judy.
Chiefs playing.
But Chief's playing.
Do you just swear, Zagura?
No.
Okay.
No, you're in the clear. You're in the
I said
clear.
Chiefs playing.
Chiefs playing.
What are you hearing?
I
Come
don't
on,
know.
Gibby.
I
Get
just
your mind
hate
out of the gutter.
the antenna's up. If I got to edit something,
No. Red light's on. PJ doesn't swear.
perfect.
Yeah.
I'm going to take Patriots.
All right. So under. Zagura.
I just don't know how you don't believe in us at all.
I mean, 21-14 feels like I do.
I love
Go back and look at the 4-1 record last week. I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure
he's got his hands on the pulse.
No, you didn't think Quinshawn was going to get the ball. You didn't believe in that at all. Otherwise, he would have had a perfect week.
He would have. It's all that separated him.
Hey,
Carry and a half.
There was a
Carry and half.
moment in the second half where you didn't believe we were going to get to that.
Well, there's a moment in the second quarter when I thought he might get 50.
I might have thought he might get in the first
He
half.
had 18 carries in the second
and then
quarter.
it stopped.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then it was like, whoa, hold on a second here.
Got slow. Us or them?
Patriots.
There's nothing more this show than what just transpired. A minute and a half of guilting him for picking them, only for you to pick them as well. Under. Fine. Next!
What'd he do?
Over. Under. He spent a minute and a half saying how you have no faith
Yeah.
in us, and then he picked the same way you did.
Perfect.
There's nothing quite. That's this show right
the
there.
show.
All right, here you go.
You're welcome.
Sacks, turnovers. Dr. Z. It's a low number this week.
Oh, boy.
2.5.
Over.
Yeah, over. I was going.
What
what's
would
the
have made
number
you
to go
think about
under?
it? 3.5? Was 3.5 made you go under?
No,
If it was
I'd have gone
3.5,
over.
You would have gone over 3.5? Would you go over 4.5? There's no way you're going over 4.5. He doesn't throw interceptions. So then you're
Not
going to
yet.
be relying on sacks.
He was sacked 4 times last week.
He was. That's true. Next! Over, under. The actual. Gibbe, 40.5.
And the score that comes to my head is Browns 23, Patriots 17.
Nailed it. So that'd be under, technically.
Well, they actually think it's going to be Patriots 23.5, Browns 17.
Browns 17, yep.
Can't have half point. Always give 110%.
God, I really want to go over. I'm going to go under.
Under. Zagura?
Well, thanks for condemning us to a boring game, Give. I'm going to go over, and it's going to be wrong.
Segura, the games
Why
go
is your
just
game
fine
gonna be
until
over?
midway through the first
So you
quarter
guys
when you're like,
have-
man, this game's
you guys only
flying.
have two-
And
you
then
have the
like
two
4 hours
differences.
later, we're still playing.
So if you get an offensive game
Yep.
and Dylan plays well, you're going to win the over-unders.
And then I'll be tied.
Then you'll be tied. You'll be right in the
There'll be a
mix.
new sheriff in town, boys.
Well, you'd be tied.
That's a nice accent.
Yeah, it's Bret Hart.
God, you do a great Canadian accent.
Yeah.
How have I not heard that before?
Because I don't know that I could do anything else other than literally that statement right there.
I mean, that is...
That was good?
That's
Thank you.
Ronnie McLean, Don Cherry, Hockey Night in Canada-esque right there.
Wow.
Thank you. I don't know if I could do
I
it
felt
again.
like I was... Because I talked to those Blue Jacket guys a lot.
I felt like
and
I
I'm
had a mullet. Barry Melrose.
That blew my mind that you had that talent.
Yeah, thank you. Well,
A perfect Canadian
I want to
accent.
keep you guessing.
Good job out of you. Great job out of you. We'll attempt to know... Oh, no, actually, we did that the other day. We're going to pay attention to the scores, and you ought to, because we're on a bit of a heater here. You listen to Cleveland Browns Daily. It's presented by Ballybet, official sports betting partner of your Cleveland Browns. Please bet responsibly on 850 ESPN Cleveland. All right, welcome back in. Cleveland Browns Daily, presented by Ballybet, official sports betting partner of your Cleveland Browns. Please bet responsibly on 850 ESPN Cleveland. And score big with Howard Hanna, official real estate partner of your Cleveland Browns, is Northeast Ohio's #1 real estate provider. They're dedicated to helping you make the best move. Visit howardhanna.com/GoBrowns to explore your winning options today. Time for a little segment we like to call Do Pay Attention to the Scores, Dr. Z.
I would certainly urge you to do that.
Let's go.
Because we already crushed it for you on Thursday night like we always do.
No shock.
So, boom, you're welcome. Now we're going into Friday. And right now, because of that Thursday night win, Bo, 21 games over 500. Me, 18 games over 500. Bo was 13-2 last week. Absolute heater. 9-6 for me, not bad.
Not
but
bad.
You went from 9 to 20 right there, and now obviously with the Thursday nighter, we're all. It's just amazing our ability.
Outhouse to penthouse. For
Our
your
Thursday night. No. You're never in the outhouse when you're above 500. That is.
No, that's true.
That's winning. Is what that is.
Yeah. It's a tricky week. It's a little bit of a tricky week this week. I'll tell you. And we got a bunch of teams off. What do we have?
There's
6
a lot
teams out this
big
week.
Numbers too.
There are, and there's a lot of teams out this week.
Yes, 6 on the bye.
Yeah,
tough for your fantasy teams.
Yeah, it is. I was excited to do that with Beamsy this week. I'm like, he's like, what am I supposed to do? I'm like, dude, we got to cut people. Unfortunately, like we got to field a roster here, pal.
Yeah,
like we're gonna have to cut guys. Like,
yeah.
Sorry, Ricky Pearsall, you're gonna have to hit the
Ricky Pearsall.
He had to.
What?
There's not enough. It's with 11-year-olds and there's not enough kids in the league, so everybody's got 16 All-Pro receivers.
Okay.
It's just too much. Like the other ones to cut were, I can't even remember. He has like C.D. Lamb. And,
Okay.
I mean,
All right.
it's just not enough kids in it.
All right.
Let's
do it.
Started week 8 in the National Football League. No international game in the morning. Sad.
I enjoy that.
I like it too. I like it. I flip it on as I'm doing my morning stuff, getting some breakfast and getting the kid just kind of getting moving on a Sunday, put the groceries away and have it on in the background. It's nice. It's a nice distraction. I like it.
Absolutely. We'll kick things off by the man that likes to hang out by himself when he's in Cincinnati.
I've never loved him more. Can we talk about this for a second?
Yeah.
So I see this. He was asked in this press conference about his family and all of that. I had the quote pulled up.
He said he used to feel sorry. Basically, he used to feel sorry for guys he saw eating alone, thinking, oh man, that must be sad. Maybe I should go join them. And then he realized this guy's having the time of his life. He's in heaven.
And there are a few things I love. It's well documented, my love of my family and all of it. But there are a few things like when I'm traveling that I do enjoy more than going to a nice restaurant on a night when sports is on multiple televisions and having a nice meal in silence.
Like we did
really
that at I did it one year at the Combine for whatever reason. It didn't work out that he couldn't come out. You had already left, I think.
Yeah.
And I went and I just sat at the bar at Elmo's.
Yeah.
And had myself a nice solo dinner. Watched some. I think it was college hoops was going on. Right, would have been about the time.
Yeah.
It was great.
It's great.
It was great.
It's great.
Yeah.
It's undefeated.
We're with you, Joe.
The Northern Kentucky Bengals play host to the New York Football winless Jets. I don't know who's playing quarterback for the Jets. Jets at Bengals. Bo Bishop, after the Monster Week, you lead us off.
Yeah, I think Jets are in big-time free-fall mode. The Woody Johnson comments on Justin Fields, and then Justin Fields saying, I don't think it's going to make it better if I go talk to him. Like, it's just that's a mess. I just see red flags everywhere. And they're not a very good football team. They were competitive for the first 4 or 5 weeks, but I think they've lost a little bit. And I think Joe is going to feed those two. 30 targets between the two of them again.
Is Sauce Gardner okay? Because he left that last game.
I don't know. I'm not even sure, but he'll throw to the other one if Gardner's on Chase. He'll just throw to Higgins. Like, and they haven't even really gotten Yoshavash going, and he can go too. So I like Cincinnati pretty big in this one. Give me the Bengals 31, Jets 18.
This is one if we lose, we're going to be like, it's just never that easy. If this does not end this way, it's just going to be like, it's just never that easy. I don't know anybody with a pulse, a brain, and 2 functioning eyes.
Yeah.
Who would look at this and say anything but the Bengals are going to win by $1 billion.
Yeah. It's also like what Joe does. Like when he was with us in 23, like we beat on bad teams.
He can keep people close, but he kept them close.
Sometimes,
We barely beat the Jags. We had 3 picks in that game. We beat the Bears when they dropped a Hail Mary.
Yeah. I'm still sticking with it.
I am too.
Yeah.
but it just feels like
it's a lot.
This feels too easy. Now, hopefully it is. Hopefully it is just that easy. Now, I would say that last week, New England felt that easy against Tennessee with Vrabel and all that was,
and it ended
up that way. Now it was initially a little bit.
It was a little dicey early, and then it got that way. In Kansas City too, where that one seemed too easy, and then it was.
Well, that one I got bamboozled on.
That's where sometimes we overthink when you do this because we're like, well, why? This doesn't make sense. Happens all the time. Yeah. Sometimes it's just.
Yeah. Next up here on week number 8 in the National Football League, the Bears have won 4 in a row. They are on the road. They are in Baltimore to take on the Baltimore Ravens, who are 1-5, losers of 4 in a row. Lamar is coming back, though. Ravens, Bears, Zagura.
This is the Siciliano corollary where he said that the Ravens have no business being favored that bigly. This is insane. It's exactly why the Ravens and Lamar are going to come back and win this one by 1 billion. I think the Ravens could win this game by 25. I'm not even kidding. I think they want to make a statement. I think they are being talked about like they are a bunch of jabronis on the corner of Know Your Role Boulevard and Jabroni Drive, and they are not that. I think they are going to check the Chicago Bears directly into the SmackDown Hotel. If you smell what Lamar is cooking.
Yeah, samesies. It's just they had the week off. They were building towards this. They basically punted on those last couple of games before the bye in preparation for this run that they were on. I have no idea. And watching the Bears is an adventure. I'm with you. I got Ravens bigly.
Next up, they're not the worst team, but they are pretty darn close. The Miami Dolphins, 1 win on the football season, visiting Atlanta, Hotlanta to be exact. Or is it gutless Atlanta? They're 3-3. I don't really know what to think. Bo Bishop?
Well, I know what to think when they're at home, and they're pretty dang good at home. Their defense is pretty good at home. I think they're going to get fully operational offensively in this one in the Dome. I like the Falcons big. Huge Falcons.
Dolphins weren't meant to come up here and play in that environment. That is not who they are. That's not what they're about. They are a speed team. They are going to be in a perfectly climate-controlled environment there in Atlanta. I think the Falcons win it. I think it's comfortable. But I could easily see Achane or Waddle getting loose late and turning what looked like a 14-point easy win with a minute to go.
Oh, at the back
into
door.
A 7-point win for the Atlanta Falcons. I see this one about 30-23 Falcons.
All right. Same but different.
Interesting.
Same.
I just think they're built. They played the Chargers tough. They've been playing teams tough. They were awful against us, but that is not. They were the proverbial fish out of water, is what they were. The proverbial fish out of water,
as it were.
Well,
proverbial fish.
Proverbial fish. The royal fish.
Moving on. The Buffalo Bills are 4-2. They've lost 2 in a row, and they are at a frisky Carolina Panthers team who is unbeaten at home at 3-0. Bills visiting the Carolina Panthers. Panthers 4-3 on the year. Bo Bishop's got a wager with his son that could turn bad here real quick. Zagura, what say you?
Yeah, I don't think that the Panthers are very good. We don't even know who's playing quarterback for them, but they can run the ball. And I think if there is a weakness on this Buffalo team, it's the defense. And so, again, I think this is going to be comfortable. Very, very comfortable for the Buffalo Bills. But not that comfortable.
No.
I think Bills end up winning this one, especially if Dalton's in there. I think it's like Bills 31, Panthers 28.
I see it the same way. I think it's a close game. Panthers are frisky at home. They can run it with Hubbard and Dowdle. Dowdle's been unreal. They can run it with both of them. McMillan's a hell of a player. And it's weird. I'm with you. Like, if it's Dalton, I almost feel better about it.
Yeah.
Just because you get those vets.
Dowdle.
Panthers. Bills win. Close.
Up next, the Pedro, not Pedros, on the road. I don't know who's playing what position for San Francisco these days. I don't know who will play on Sunday. But the 49ers are on the road. They're visiting our good friend, the General John McClain. Great food spread.
Oh, man,
and the Houston Texans at NRG Stadium Sunday. Bo Bishop.
This is the one that, to me, is I don't understand. This is the one that's making me rethink everything because I don't understand how Houston would be the favorite against San Francisco ever. I just don't think Houston's very good. So I don't understand this one, but I'm not going to overthink it. I think Kyle's on a very short list of the very best coaches. Doesn't matter who the quarterback is. I think they go down there and handle business. Give me the Niners.
I know. I agree with everything that you just said.
It doesn't make sense.
But it doesn't make sense. And
you're not going to choose the wine in front of me, are you?
Typically, when that's the case,
oh God,
that's the way that it goes.
No,
you've got.
I mean, you're peacocking around in a Montana jersey.
You've got
1988,
a 95%er.
Yeah,
on the Niners in this game.
Yeah, I know. Don't do it. I mean, you're little Nate.
It pains
want to go
me.
To Candlestick.
It brings me no joy.
Papa, why are they replacing Joe with this lefty? I don't understand. He throws
stinks.
it weird.
He's
this
a
guy
Hall
stinks.
of Famer. It's all right.
He stinks.
Papa, where's Joe?
Not here anymore.
Kansas City. We're Chiefs fans.
Be
now,
quiet,
son.
Nate.
Marcus Allen, Marty Schottenheimer, Joe Montana, Willie Davis, J.J. Burden.
Fun squad.
It was a fun squad.
Derek Thomas, Apex. You're not going Texans, are you?
Stay away from the base. Niners.
Come on.
95.
Oh, God.
Texans.
No.
90. Oh, thank God. I couldn't do it. I'm going to be, when this comes back, Texans, I'm going to be double mad now because not only am I not going to get it right.
This is definitely the most. Wait, what?
It's not,
this is the most.
I'm going to be double mad.
That it doesn't.
I'm going to be double
doesn't
mad.
compute.
This
doesn't
goes.
compute.
Me picking the Niners there goes against everything I believe about spread theory.
Yep.
I hope to be right though.
Yep.
Next, a tilt in the NFC East. Is last week the game that broke the New York Football Giants? We will find out. The G-Men
lines are all so
coming off of that crazy loss to Denver on the road in the city of brotherly love, taking on the 5-2 Philadelphia Eagles. Eagles hosting the G-Men. Zaguro.
You know who has not had a good season this year?
Who's that?
Saquon Barkley.
You and over.
He's not. No, he's not. Jeez.
Got a winning record. I got you right
just
where,
a stray out of
I got
nowhere.
you right where I want you. We're
Minding
not
your
even
business.
halfway through. You've never won.
I know. I'll buckle. Don't worry.
I'll buckle, he says.
I mean, I can't even imagine, like, if we really tried to go through and do a proper accounting of how many Taco Bell meals you owe me, it's a staggering amount. I might be able to get a franchise.
Be profitable.
Well, yeah, Devontae Adams has one in his house.
Be so great.
According
Do
to
you think
their
he really
advertisements.
does? No, I don't think so.
I don't think so. Can you imagine having a guy that just stands there all day and
there
his
making
job to make
Taco Bell?
tacos?
Be a hell of a gig.
It
You wouldn't be in the mood for him all the time.
Yeah, but when you were.
When you were, you'd have to be at the ready. Yeah, have to be at the ready.
Yeah, hey, pal. I wouldn't mind one of those.
Give me one of those.
Give me a cheesy gordita crunch.
Zaguro, are you making a pick?
You've distracted me. Saquon Barkley has not been good.
No, he's not.
But
Madden
the
curse.
curse of the one season only, off-season Hard Knocks, is going to present itself in this game, and I think Saquon goes absolutely bonkers. I think this is Saquon. I think this might be Saquon 204. Eagles, 975. Giants, 2.
Yeah, and this is another one where just, like in my head, I'm saying to myself, Dart, Scadaboo will keep this close. They'll screw around and keep this close, but it's just a big, big number. And so I'm not overthinking it. When I saw this, I just think, well, Philly's going to win by $1 billion. So give me the Eagles by $1.5 billion.
To the 4 o'clock
Much to the chagrin of Pedro. That is his. It's insane.
And Bootsy.
That is his team.
That is insane. Yeah, I mean, he lives in the Bay Area.
He's texted me as much about the Giants in their games as he does now.
What happened on Sunday? What was that like between him?
Total silence after after he declared the greatness.
To the 4 o'clock slate we go. Tampa Bay is on the road in an NFC South showdown. Buccaneers visiting New Orleans. The 1-6 Saints
We're so
hosting
chalky.
an injury-riddled Tampa Bay team. Bo Bishop.
little bit of the shine off the Bucks last week. I think it's a really competitive game. I could see the Bucks winning this. I don't need them to. I think it's a field goal game one way or the other. I like the Saints 12, Bake 14.
Really?
Oof. Okay.
I just think that number should be bigger.
I think it should be a lot bigger.
There's got to be a reason it's not.
I think it should be a lot bigger. Well, I'm seeing on a different place, I see 4, but it is moved significantly from it opened at 5.5. I feel like I'm not going to look this gift horse in the mouth. Bake, beleaguered, probably feels besmirched. I think it was too much for him to have everybody saying that he was like the MVP.
Well, he also hates these guys because he thinks they tried to hurt him twice, so then that's overcooked. I worry a little bit about overcooked Bake, like trying to do too much.
Yeah.
So
that
Mike
goes
Evans.
into
my thinking as well.
I don't know about Ibuka.
Ibuka's.
What about Bucky Irving?
We'll see. I think he's out.
Tez Johnson?
I don't know. You tell me, brother.
Bucks 77, Olave himself 42.
Very good.
Like it. In the 4 o'clock slate, another humdinger of a game.
At some
Titans,
point, this can't just keep happening.
Gross.
It's just
visiting the number 1 team in the NFL, the Indianapolis Colts. Colts hosting Titans. Zagura.
It's huge.
I mean, it is massive. We said yesterday, I said 20.5.
Yep.
I would be on their side. It just, doesn't it? Oh, look at him. What is that?
Back-to-back in the full suits, the
man.
Blues.
Jeez,
how many
Louise,
shades
gray
of blue does he have?
What's that, a gray shoe?
Could have been. I mean, how many shades of blue does he have in a suit?
74.
At least.
I want to do something dumb, but then I'm not going to let myself do it.
I'm not either. Colts.
Colts by $1 billion.
Yep. We'll go down together.
It just, at some point.
38-17. Yeah. They're a wagon right now, man.
They are a bit of a wagon.
There is one game in the 4 o'clock slate that will be a fun one.
Mm-hmm.
Cowboys.
Yeah, really last week's 4 o'clock slate was awesome.
Yeah.
This one, not as much.
Not as much.
No.
Cowboys on the road, maybe the number 1 offense in the NFL, going up against one of the top defenses, and probably a pretty darn fun team to watch, in spite of the fact they got horse faces like the face of their franchise. Broncos hosting the Cowboys. Bo Bishop.
Oh, he always takes strays.
Anytime I can take a shot.
I think the Cowboys are winning this outright. I think there's some cracks in the Denver armor. Nix was not great last week for most of the game. He had a good fourth quarter, really good couple throws in the final drive. But I think Dallas's weaponry is just insane, and I think they win a shootout in this one. They will be able to keep the ball and score and possess on Denver in ways that the Giants couldn't in the fourth quarter of that game. I like Dallas going down there and winning 38-31.
I had Dallas written. I don't know that they're going to win it necessarily, but I think it will be as close as it needs to be.
Yeah.
Denver, they kind of have a little bit of a knack for finding a way to win these games.
They do.
But it doesn't matter. Dallas is going to be able to score on them, even though Denver is an excellent defense. And Denver's hasn't been really explosive. Now, they were in that quarter. Does that carry over? I don't know. Does that maybe make them think about how they're operating? Maybe we should be throwing the ball down the field a little bit more. I'm not sure, but I like Dallas in this one as well. I think Denver ends up winning it, something like 33-30. High-scoring, fun, good television product game.
Let's hope so, yeah.
All right, we are up against it to Sunday night foosball. I think you're going to wait up all day for this one.
Should be move the game to Green Bay.
Renegade.
It should have been. You're right.
Move the game to Green Bay. Like, just be like, you know what? Sorry.
This be better off there.
This game's better in Green Bay.
Yeah.
Call it a Steelers home game.
Packers at Squealers, Sunday night football, Nathan Zagura.
This is a tough one. I've gone back and forth on this one. But I think Rodgers, Sunday night football, prime time. Is it going to be enough? No. They just had a heartbreaking one in prime time. I think they're going to get their hearts broken again. But they're going to be close. I think it's something like Packers 27, Steelers 24.
So funny. I like the Packers huge in this one, 17-15. Packers huge, 17-15.
Huge.
On that one. All right, there you go, kids. Your Sunday lineup for us here, 9 a.m., Browns game day with Ken and Gerard. 11 o'clock, the Browns kickoff show with Andy and Tyvis. And then at 1 o'clock, kickoff from Gillette with Andrew, Z, and Gerard. And one more to pick, Gibbe.
One more. The Browns
Let's go.
on the road.
Let's go.
Visiting the Patriots.
Back in the mix.
Let's go, Zagura.
Back in the mix. Get us
Let's
a dub.
go. Let's go.
Going to the bye week with 2
Yes,
straight.
yeah, shut him down. Shut him down. What did I have?
Couple
the over?
victory Mondays?
What did I have? The over?
You did.
Nice 24-17 Browns.
Shootout. Browns 33, Patriots 30. Let's go. Have some fun. Safe travels over there, boys, for sure, for both of you guys on that. We're back on Monday to break it all down. Thanks for listening, everybody. Cleveland Browns Daily. We're presented by Bally Bet, official sports betting partner of Cleveland Browns. Please bet responsibly on 850 ESPN Cleveland.